You're watching 13 WHAM ABC. And this is 13 WHAM News at 6.
Key evidence revealed today in a double murder trial. A dumpster dive uncovers bloody clothes and a knife.
Several feet further down from the front of the dumpster is what I call the murder bag.
That bombshell came during opening statements, and our cameras were there. Patrick Brooks is on trial for killing his estranged wife and daughter the day after Thanksgiving. 13 WHAM's Jane Flash is live with the trail of evidence and new information about the motive in this case. Jane?
Well, Ginny, Patrick Brooks had been invited to that home to share Thanksgiving dinner with his 8 children. Afterward, they played cards. But his daughter testified today that when he left at 11:45 that night, he was angry. Christine Brooks, who's known as Christy, prepared a Thanksgiving meal for her family, including her estranged husband, then left for her job at Walmart for the busy holiday shopping weekend. 16-year-old Alexandria Brooks says the next day at 7 a.m., a younger sister woke her to say something is wrong with Mom. She ran into the room and tried to revive her sister Victoria with CPR. She says she saw her mother dead in bed but did not approach her and instead called 911.
Caller said Mom and sister were shot. Thinks they're dead.
Each of these women were brutally stabbed multiple times, over and over again.
The prosecutor says Christy was attacked in her sleep. Her daughter was awake and put up a vicious fight. The third-floor attic room was covered in blood, but it would be a small drop discovered on Victoria's driver's license on the floor that would allow for a DNA match.
A drop of blood, proof will show, belongs to him.
They relied on the first person that occurred to them. The villain of every Lifetime movie, the bad guy in every murder mystery, the husband.
Investigators following the tracking device of a missing cell phone belonging to one of the victims discovered it in a large construction-type dumpster. They kept digging.
Several feet further down from the front of the dumpster is what I call the murder bag. And there is a knife, a bloody towel, and bloody sneakers.
Prosecutors say some of the clothing belongs to Brooks. There's some women's clothing with blood.
The police claim to have thoroughly investigated this crime, but they simply failed to do so.
Now back to that motive, Brooks has been in and out of prison. In fact, he was on parole for just about 9 weeks when all of this happened at that Thanksgiving dinner. He became angry when his children refused to visit him at the rooming house where he was living. Reporting live outside the Hall of Justice, Jane Flash, 13 WHAM News.
All right, thank you, Jane. State police say a terrible and strange accident caused the traumatic brain injuries of a Rochester man. He was found laying on the side of a 490 on-ramp early Sunday morning. 13 WHAM's Amy Hudak is live in Farmington, where state police just gave an update. Amy?
State police say surveillance video shows Tabari Goins climbing onto the back of a milk truck stopped at a red light. They say that milk truck then takes off and enters the I-490 on-ramp. And they say within minutes, a 911 call was placed that somebody was unresponsive on the side of 490. The family of Tabari Goins says that their son and husband is brain dead and not coming back from the fall off that milk truck. Right now, his sister says he's on a ventilator, so family from out of town can say their goodbyes. State police say they've sifted through hours of surveillance video from over a 2-mile radius from the home where Tabari Goins was last seen, just to come to their conclusion. They say it's possible Goins was trying to get to his girlfriend's house on the other side of 490.
He runs up to the back of a milk truck. We can see white sneakers behind the truck as the person is attempting to climb on the back of the truck. The truck continues onto the I-490 westbound on-ramp, and within minutes of that video coverage, we receive a 911 call.
State police say the driver of that milk truck is fully cooperating with their investigation. They say the driver simply did not know anybody was trying to climb on the back of the truck. Live in Farmington, Amy Hudak, 13 WHAM News.
All right, thank you. Canandaigua police have released the name of the officer who shot and killed an off-duty parole officer earlier this month. 48-year-old Sandy Guardiola was shot and killed by Sergeant Scott Cadian after firing her service weapon first. On October 4th, police were asked to do a welfare check on Guardiola at her apartment in Pinnacle North after she failed to show up for work. Cadian, a 15-year veteran of the force, has been placed on administrative leave until state police complete their investigation. The Pittsford man charged with a number of hate crimes against an Indian family pleaded not guilty today. Vincent Randosese is accused of yelling racist language at that family walking along the canal this summer. Investigators say when the father tried to call 911, Randosese grabbed his phone and threw it in the canal. Randosese's family says he's been hospitalized several times for mental illness.
You want to say, Mr. Randolph?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
The judge issued a new restraining order against the family. In Rochester, the search is on for the suspects who burglarized a pharmacy. They went through a hole made by a car that slammed into it. 13 WHAM's Carlette Claire in the newsroom now. Do we know if the people that were in that car are the thieves?
At this time, Jenny, police are working to figure that out. What we know is there's a huge hole in the building, and the pharmacist says 2 boxes of heart and diabetes medication is missing. Mohammed Chippa has been filling prescriptions for families at this Jefferson Avenue pharmacy for 32 years.
I love the neighborhood too. This is my neighborhood, this is my community. I'm for them and they're for me, and I love them all. That's why I'm still here.
Now he's trying to fill in the gaps on how this happened to his store. Police say a vehicle struck the exterior wall of Warren's pharmacy, creating this hole. They also say this is how the suspect or suspects got in.
Which was unbelievable. I couldn't believe my eyes.
Chippa said he got a call from the alarm company after 11 o'clock Tuesday night, saying there was a burglary. Chippa searched the store to see what was taken.
Then I saw both boxes were missing. The people with the blood pressure medication, the high cholesterol medication, vitamins or iron, and those kind of category medications. Okay. Then I check around. Okay, there was no money missing, and no narcotics missing, no controlled drug missing, nothing in that nature.
Now he has to refill those prescriptions for customers to pick up.
People who took the medication, they could be your dad, they could be your uncle, they could be your grandmother. Just like I said, bring it back.
The pharmacy only has surveillance video inside the business. Next door, a convenience store owner had surveillance video an hour before all of this went down. Throughout the day, people continued to stop by to check in on Chippa and make sure he was okay.
We try to help each other and try to support each other. So after I heard about the incident and they said they were trying to run up in our store first, I had to come over here and check on him.
I'm very hopeful we'll find out who it was.
Anyone with information on this burglary in the car that crashed is asked to call Crime Stoppers at the number on the bottom of your screen. In the newsroom, I'm Carlette Claire.
Well, I think it was universal. No matter who you talk to, everybody had rave reviews about the weather today. Take a look at our WHAM cam. What a pretty sight here. We got a nice sunset underway, and our temperature now still at 70 degrees. The high temperature was 72. So as we go through the evening, we think it's just going to be clear, starlit skies. We're going to be dropping through the 60s into the 50s. I just want to give you a heads up of where we think we're going here over the next 7 days. And we think we have another 4 days of this nice weather. And obviously, this is going to take us through the weekend. Record warmth is going to be a possibility on Saturday and Sunday. Then rain arrives on Monday, and then it turns sharply cooler as we go through the middle of next week. So coming up, we're going to show you what kind of temperatures you can expect for the weekend in a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you, Glenn. Security changes are coming to the Auditorium Theater following recent attacks at concerts. The changes include no more backpacks, oversized bags, outside food, and weapons of any kind. When you enter, bags and coats must be open and ready for inspection. There is still more ahead on 13 WHAM News at 6. Later, why a new program in Monroe County is pairing pups with prisoners. But first, the marathon wait along Monroe Avenue. The growing frustration as a former staple in Brighton fades away. For more than 2 years now, one of the most vibrant retail spots in the area has sat empty. A battle over a Whole Foods on that spot has stalled development. And as 13 WHAM's Jim Madalinsky shows us, the remnants of that wait are now hard to miss.
Boarded windows, construction cones, and a crumbling roof. That's all that's left of this stretch of land where Mario's restaurant in Clover Lanes once called home.
It's kind of sad to see a building with the windows boarded up. That's kind of sad to see.
Mario's closed nearly 2 years ago. Not many signs remain as the area is now vacant as developers in the town of Brighton debate a proposed Whole Foods plaza. Neighbors have argued about traffic concerns that would come with a Whole Foods, something the Daniele family, the developers of the project, have vowed to fix. But while the wait continues, patience for some is wearing thin.
It looks like the town is closing down, and it's not.
Jack Kaminska just opened City Mattress across the street 2 months ago on land owned by the Daniele family. He'd like to see the path cleared for Whole Foods.
We've been constantly waiting for the plaza across the street. You know, when the news of Whole Foods was coming to town, you know, that was a big benefit.
Danny Daniele tells me crews stop by every few weeks to make sure the property is clean and the weeds are cut. He remains optimistic the town will hold another meeting and potentially a vote in the coming months. For some, any outcome can't come soon enough.
I think something needs to be done with that building that nothing is in. We miss Mario's and we want them back.
To see it now looking like that, yeah, that's not fun for anybody to see.
In Brighton, Jim Madalinsky, 13 WHAM News.
And 13 WHAM did reach out to the town of Brighton for a better timeline on when that next meeting for the Whole Foods plan might take place, but we have not heard back. Still ahead, going for the records by this weekend. Glenn talking about more fall warmth coming our way.
Welcome back. I want to show you a picture that was sent from Linda down in Canisius, and kind of interesting. Looks like they're enjoying the early morning, but Canisius Lake here, the water temperature much warmer, and you can see these little wisps coming off of the lake. A lot of evaporation taking place there when we get those kind of cool mornings. But look at this. Here's another great picture on the WHAM cam looking towards the sunset. It is a beautiful evening out there. Look at the temperatures still at 70 for the middle of October. That is really amazing. And weather spotters, as we mentioned, just rave reviews about our weather today. John over in Alton, that's just south of Sodus, and he says just a great day to get outside and enjoy this kind of weather. And I think tomorrow's going to be another great day. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty good. By midday, I think we're already in the mid-60s. I think most of the day is in the 60s, but high temperatures probably up around 72 or 73 degrees. The one downside to tomorrow may be the breeze picking up a little bit. Nothing excessive, but I think it'll turn breezy through the afternoon, maybe some wind gusts near 30 miles per hour, and then the winds will come down tomorrow night. The reason why the winds are going to be picking up, we got a front that's approaching, but notice there's no precipitation with this front. It's a dry front, so it's not going to have really much of an impact on our weather, and then more of this warm air is going to be building through the Great Lakes again, and that's as we head into the weekend. So let's look at the weather pattern that we're dealing with right now. Notice where the jet stream is located. A lot of folks have been saying, we know eventually we're going to get into the colder weather. We see it coming here, folks. Now, this is going into not this weekend, but next weekend. And look at where the jet stream ends up here. Yeah, you know this. You've seen this before, right? This is going to be the coldest weather of the season. We're going to get a lake response from this. What exactly? We don't know. We think it's going to come in waves gradually as we go through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. But there's no doubt about it. Winter is going to be on the way here as we get beyond the next 4 or 5 days. You can see on the long-range temperature, look at Sunday near 78, and then look at the drop-off here as we go into Wednesday. And it could get much colder as we go through the end of next week. So the planning forecast clear for now. Beautiful night. We're dropping through the 60s into the 50s. That's where I think we end up at 50 degrees. That's very mild for this time of the year. Tomorrow morning we start out with some sunshine. It's going to be more fun in the sun. A little breezy at times. The high temperature near 73 degrees. The extended outlook, we could be near record high temperatures. This is going to be Saturday and Sunday. The record on Saturday is 80. The record on Sunday is 82. We're not going to be far from that. Then the rain showers are going to be picking up. That starts Monday. The winds pick up on Wednesday. And you know what comes after that, right? So we'll leave it at that.
Hey, 3 or 4 Chamber of Commerce days
in a row.
Doesn't get any better than that, yeah.
It's fantastic.
All right, thank you, Glenn. Talking now about a new leash on life. Inmates at the Monroe Correctional Facility are being paired with dogs considered too wild to be adopted. Inmates selected for the program get classroom training with the Humane Society and then become certified handlers to work with and train the dogs so they can return to Lollipop Farm and be adopted. Rugby is the first dog in the program, but they hope to bring in more.
And sometimes it's hard for them to transition from a kennel to a home. So this will be an easier transition if they come here, get a bunch of manners, and we can then put them up for adoption as a pretty much already trained dog.
Helps show the feelings between a human and a dog that, you know, that you really wouldn't see in jail. It gives the benefit of the dog helping us and us helping the dog.
13 inmates are currently certified as handlers. They have to care for the dogs and keep a journal on the progress made. A banner day on Wall Street for the first time ever. The Dow closed above the 23,000 mark, the Nasdaq up 0.5 point, and the S&P up almost 2. Mike is here with sports.
Yeah, will Fitz play against the Bills? We'll tell you what their starter, Jameis Winston, did and didn't do at practice. And can Judge and the Yankees do it again? Sports is next. Who will play quarterback for the Bucs against the Bills on Sunday? Well, in Tampa, the report is that Jameis Winston, the starter, did everything at practice except throw the ball. That would seem to be a key. If his shoulder doesn't improve, it will be Ryan Fitzpatrick. At Bills practice, Jordan Matthews back working out with the team. He classified as a limited practice, testing that broken thumb to see if he can go. LaShawn McCoy is healthy. A problem has been his production in the running game. LaShawn says they're working on it.
We want to also do the things that we've been doing, just kind of do it better. I just feel confident this week, our game plan we have. It's time to get going. It's time for myself to get rolling, get back to the normal big chunks, big plays, more one-on-ones, opportunities, like we've been doing, So I look forward to this week having a big game. It's about time, it's about time.
The Yankees trying to make it 3 straight against the Astros in the Bronx. They are underway in game number 5 tonight. And early on, scoreless game. Greg Bird at the plate against Dallas Keuchel. Man, the Yankees don't usually hit him. This is big. This brings in a run to give the Yankees the lead 1-0. And you know what? They aren't done. How about Aaron Judge right there? He's going to take one to the corner. And Brett Gardner's going to come around to score. The Yankees have a lead on the Astros right now. It's early, but it is 2-0 Yankees. Of course, we'll have all the highlights tonight. Hey, RIT Hockey has a new TV home, and it's one of our stations. Tigers games will air on Rochester's CW. Game 1 comes up Friday night when they meet Union. The struggling Sabres in Las Vegas last night, down 3-1 in the third. They cut it to 3-2 with just seconds to go. Evander Kane scored to tie it up when he literally batted the puck in. But then in the overtime, Jack Eichel couldn't get to his stick, and the Sabres lose. They are back home on Friday night. And finally, Gordon Hayward still making a decision on when and where he will have surgery after that gruesome injury last night for the Boston Celtics. Players and fans all stunned alike. It's a broken ankle, dislocated ankle, and a broken leg. He'll have surgery likely in the next few days, maybe in Boston or Indiana. And that is sports.
All right. Thank you, Mike. We'll be back in a moment. And finally, our bright spot shines on local restaurants plating it forward. 2 of Rochester's community-minded restaurants have agreed to donate a portion of the proceeds from one of their popular menu items in the month of October to Big Brothers Big Sisters. Char at the Strath Allen offered their gourmet burger, and Label 7 chose their popular La Chicken. Next month, Selena's Mexican Restaurant and Knox Cocktail Lounge will be taking part, plating it forward.
Nice night, clear skies.
All right, that'll do it for us. We'll see you again coming up at 10 and 11. World News is next.